Hi, my name is Sophia Aronoff. I'm a sports medicine 3 student at South Tahoe High School, and for my sixth and final project, we will be discussing nutrition, specifically understanding the label and the ingredients behind it. There are several contents of a label, like serving size information, nutrient content, vitamins, calories, and daily percentage value. Knowing how to read a food label is especially important for individuals with health conditions such as high blood pressure or high cholesterol and need to follow a special diet. It also makes it much easier to compare similar foods to see which is healthier. We will be going over one of the first pieces of information that you see on a label, which is serving size. Serving sizes must be based on the amount of food people typically consume rather how much they should consume. The number of servings you consume determines the number of calories you actually eat. They're frequently updated so that they can reflect how much people are eating and drinking in a specific country. Eating too many calories per day is linked to being overweight and obese. Serving size can typically be confused with portion size, but portion size is the amount of food that you choose to eat, which can be more or less than a serving. In the example above, you can see that one serving of the mac and cheese is 1 cup. If you ate 2 cups, then you would be consuming 2 servings and twice the calories and nutrients. This is the next section of the label, which is calorie count. This number ties right into the serving size. The calories listed here are what one single serving holds. If you plan on eating more than a single serving, you have to multiply the total calories by the actual number of servings you consume. Calories refers to the total number of calories or energy supplied from all sources, such as carbohydrates, fat, protein, and alcohol in a serving of food. Calories in food provide essential energy, but if you consume too many, you will gain weight. These excess calories are stored as body fat. Your body does need some stored fat to stay healthy, but too much fat will cause health problems. For example, calories from protein are helpful in building and maintaining muscle. Having more muscle means that you're able to stay active during the day and burn more calories. Calories from food rich in fiber help you feel full and satisfied throughout the day, which is helpful when trying to lose weight. This is the daily percentage value, which are reference amounts that can be portrayed in grams, milligrams, or micrograms of nutrients to consume and not exceed each day. For example, if the label lists 20% for calcium, it means that one serving provides 20% of the calcium that you need each day. Typically, 5% is pretty low and 20% is pretty high. However, some calories provide weight loss benefits, so they're not all bad. This is the next section of the label, which is the nutrient section. Specific nutrients we want less of in our diet are saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. Most Americans exceed the recommended limits for these nutrients, and diets higher in these nutrients are associated with an increased risk of developing some health conditions like cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure. A couple nutrients we want to get more of are dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. Although some Americans do not get the recommended amount of nutrients, and diets lower in these nutrients can reduce the risk of developing some health conditions like osteoporosis, anemia, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease. This is the ingredient list, and ingredients are a huge part of the label. This lists what products you'll be consuming. Ingredients are listed in descending order by weight, so the product weighing the most typically is listed first, and the product weighing the least is last. Food ingredients are used to preserve, flavor, blend, thicken, and color foods, and play an important role in reducing serious nutrition deficiency among consumers. It's very important to understand and learn about misleading information presented on a label. Fat, sugar, and salt can actually all be listed under different names, so you want to be careful of that. When a product says no added sugar, it actually could contain a lot of natural sugars, so you want to refer to the carbohydrate content on the label. When something says cholesterol-free, it can still be high in fat and energy content. When something says low calorie, this can mean low in energy and likely to include a lot of artificial sweeteners. When something says pick the tick, this refers to being Heart Foundation approved. This is not always a good thing. It can still be high in sugar and calories. So here are some common food additives that you will typically see on a label, such as monosodium glutamate or MSG. This is a common food additive used to intensify and enhance the flavor of savory dishes. This can play a part in weight gain. It is safely consumed, but in moderation. So you want to moderate it for a healthy diet. Concerns have also been raised about the potential cancer-causing effects of certain food dyes. Regardless, food dyes are found primarily in processed foods, which should always be limited in a healthy diet. You want to opt for whole foods, which are natural, which are higher in important nutrients and naturally free of artificial food coloring. The next additive we'll be taking a look at is high fructose corn syrup, which is a simple sugar. This can cause serious health issues when consumed in high amounts, and inflammation is believed to play a central role in many chronic conditions, including heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. This next additive is artificial sweetener. There is not really one type of artificial sweetener, there are many. Some common types include aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and aspartame potassium. Studies show that artificial sweeteners can aid in weight loss and help manage blood sugar levels. They're not always a good thing, though. You definitely want to moderate these in your diet. Trans fat are a type of unsaturated fat that have undergone hydrogenation, which increases shelf life and improves the consistency of a product. A number of potential health risks have been associated with trans fat intake, and the FDA recently decided to revoke their GRAS status. Xanthan gum has been associated with several health benefits. Furthermore, consuming large amounts of xanthan gum can be linked to digestive problems. You can have a safe diet while consuming xanthan gum, but you do want to moderate those as well. Artificial flavors are chemicals designed to mimic the taste of other ingredients. Animal studies have shown that these synthetic flavors could have some concerning effects on health. More research needs to be conducted, but artificial flavoring may be toxic to bone marrow cells. Next time when you're at a grocery store, look for foods that say, for example, chocolate or cocoa rather than chocolate flavoring or artificial flavoring. A color additive is any dye, pigment, or substance, when applied, is capable of imparting color. Food dye has been around for centuries, created in 1856. It used to contain coal tar. Nowadays, food dyes are made from mainly petroleum. There has always been quite a controversy surrounding food dyes and whether they're toxic or safe. Interestingly enough, studies using blue 1, red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 found no evidence of cancer-causing effects, although red 3, known as erythrosine, has been shown to increase the risk of thyroid tumors in some animal studies, causing it to be replaced by red 40 in most foods. It's frequently found in soda, juice, candy, breakfast cereals, and snack foods. Tartrazine, known as yellow 5, has been associated with behavioral changes, including irritability, restlessness, depression, and difficulty in sleeping in children. In fact, artificial food dye consumption has increased by 500% in the last 50 years, and children are the biggest consumers. Checking your ingredients is super important because you want to definitely limit your intake of flavoring or any ingredients that can harm your body. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and if you want to email me, you can ask questions down below at that email.